Hello, my name is Second. We are playing Road to the Worrier 4, which is, I promise, going to come out, at least the alpha, someday soon. I have just been procrastinating drawing the icon. The last one for Road to the Worrier 3, that's not something I'm going to do again. You know, the AI thing was kind of new at the time, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what I can do with this thing, and I didn't think about what was soon widely reported, that all of that stuff was being trained on something, and by trained, probably learning to steal. So we won't be doing that again, but that means I have to open up MS Paint again or something. And it's a silly reason not to have it out, but that is the reason. Now last time, we built this nice gatehouse, and probably spent way too much time at the end goofing around with the devices mod. I forget where I left it because I was pretty tired, but anyway, like, this thing actually does connect to the internet. It's just there's not really a working browser for it yet. This will try to download the Chromium or whatever browser it is. Yeah, Minechroma or whatever. But the GitHub page is a 404. So, I mean, it works. We will see what, if anything, comes of this. But regardless of that, it's a beautiful model and a fascinating concept. Now, I probably should note that this gatehouse is totally the influence of playing with mine colonies over the past year on my building. Whether you like the style of any particular palette or not, there's things to learn in all of them about, you know, at least for me, things I like, things I don't like. Like, one of the things that really works here is these nice, like, you know, you've got this kind of real flow with, like, this circle and then another circle on the inside. I'm stealing that. Little things sometimes can make a big difference. Like, this is a very small balcony, but from outside the build, it's like, oh, there's a little balcony up there. Isn't that nice? So, you know, after this much messing around with mine colonies, you know, it's a winner. I really like it. It's changing how I build, and you know, that's one of the things that I want out of what is, at least in one sense, a structure mod, is I want to learn from the way the structure is put together. So it's cool. Now, I haven't been showing it really, but I haven't let up on the bees. I'm about to to breed a coal bee with an iron bee to get a steel bee, and then we're gonna have to think about making some steel. Now, to make steel, we're gonna need coal coke, and that's gonna require something called a pyrolyzer. It's all, you know, familiar ingredients. I think we even have Constantin gears in here already, so I'll craft that up. Here we go, and we should have a crafter. That's an iron crafter. There we go. Now, given all the coal to the colonists, but we happen to have here some bitumen. We would need to run this through a centrifugal separator to get a hold of the bitumen, and that would create yet another liquid. I've already set up another drawer over here. We're gonna need more than one more, but I was hoping to get away without moving this old gold chest yet. Maybe we'll sit on that for a second and deal with all this stuff in those chests. Last time, I started grinding up netherrack to make ourselves some things that we need. I would like to make a disenchanter. That's one of the things that we need. We have a couple of recipes for crystallized obsidian. They all require amber. And we can use any kind of honey, including productive bees' honey. So it may be that the first thing we need to do with the blaze rods I've been collecting is make some ender tanks and pump honey out here so we have access to it with the refined storage system. Alright, we got honey coming in. Let's set this to fluids. Nice. Now the first thing we're going to need if we're going to make that stuff, and a bunch of other stuff too, is a melting chamber. Pretty easy to make, all vanilla material. Now what we're going to need the melting chamber for is slime. And the slime recipe we want is the simplest one possible. We are going to, let's see. Let's come over here to the melting chamber, see if we can get that, whoops. See if we can get that back. Oh, that's not what we want. Oh, that's the wrong amount. Okay, here we go. As much as possible, you want to automate these, at least assuming that they work as they did in previous versions. You want to be pretty careful how you automate these. Like there's multiple slots here, and if it's just looking for one thing, it's fine. But if it's looking for two of a thing to do a recipe, and like, you know, it costs like 20 of them, right? It's going to put all 20 in the one slot, and then it's not going to work. Or at least that has been the way that it has been. Now the other thing we're going to need is a solidification chamber. And that's this guy. That's the melting. Here we go. That's this guy here. We need a couple of different things for this. We've already seen compressed cobblestone. That's just stone and cobblestone. And then we also have these obsidian pressure plates, all of which take a bunch of pressure plates each. So we'll go ahead and make these up. And then, oh, we need lapis blocks. So these are the blocks: melting, solidification. I'm going to slap this on here, get another crafter and another importer. Now for amber, the best we're going to do is this recipe right here. We're going to throw this into the solidifier before I forget what we're doing. Now the reason I say that is because we have a supply of blaze rods, or blaze powder, from our blazing bee, and we have a supply of magma from our magmatic bee. So that's easily craftable, and it only costs 1 redstone when you add the blaze powder in. Let's try to make just a little bit here and see how it goes very quickly. Apparently it's already in here, and away it goes. Crystallized amber. Wonderful. Now the good stuff I'm here to tell you is crystallized obsidian. We're going to be making armor out of this. So this thing knows how to make amber. We got a good amount of amethyst, we got a good amount of emerald, and it knows how to make slime. And we're just going to throw this over here. And just as kind of a test case, we'll make 1 so that we can make the disenchanter. Let's see. Schedule 0.5 is processing. Gonna work. if it's doing it. Okay, I don't know where it sent the slime balls. Should have sent them in here. Let's see. Can we just make 5 buckets? Okay, it's going in there. It's taking it out as soon as it's putting in. There's our problem. Okay. Let's try that again. If it's gonna do that. Well, it didn't do it with the amber. So. Okay. That's a lot more promising. We're getting the slime. It's probably being used to make the crystallized obsidian. Just happening here right now. It's energy intensive, but Cyclic is comically powerful. Highly recommended. For a pack with ice and fire and increasing barbarian strength and everything else. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the disenchanter. We're just going to need a couple obsidian pressure plates, yellow terracotta, and enchanting table. Nice. Now this thing runs off power and experience. So we're going to need to make something else. We're going to make an experience pylon, also from Cyclic. It all should be fine. All the different experience, but you know, we're gonna want to make sure. Okay, so we're gonna take one of these fire charges, and then what do we do with it to make that thing? We run it through. Do we just cook it? We just cook it. Okay, we're gonna make this fireball. Cooking a fire charge. I'm gonna get the rest of the stuff together. Alright. Now, ages ago, we made a bunch of regen potions. It's time to use them. We need to make ourselves 19 hell shelves. We're gonna need some more nether bricks. There we go. Now I think we're gonna have a lot of these up here. And I think what we want to do is do it old school like this, because with these, although there is a maximum with these, that 2250 basically means you have 45 levels to enchant within here, which is what we need. We need to enchant all 4 of these health shelves with this infusion, and 15 health shelves are just enough to do it. Alright. One infusion, and these do, you can, enchant a little bit higher with these. And they have slightly different stats, which you can read all about in the Apotheosis Manual. But we're actually going to be using them as a crafting ingredient. Now those 4 health shelves enchanted with infusion, another 4 ender chests, and an enchanting table will get us something called an enchantment library. A lot of our wizardy stuff is going to be up here. So we'll put it right here for now. Now all this is going to become clear, I promise. I guess we threw them all in here. The enchantment library will store enchanted books inside itself, and you can move it around. And the way it stores them is super interesting. So we have all these books here. Now we have access to all of those enchantments. We can bring it out onto other books. It's going to remember the max level of enchant that we put in there. That'll always be the max we can take out. So Bane of Arthropods 3. Let's say we put one Bane 3 in there. And we used it, and we didn't have any points left. And then we found a bunch of Bane 1, and we threw them in there. Up to as many points as it costs for 3. We could take a 3 out. It's searchable. It's pretty good. Let's say I had a bunch of enchantments on some gear. What we can do is use our disenchanter here, jump up right on top of this thing and sneak. It will take experience, throw it into the pylon here. The pylon holds quite a bit. 133 buckets. You can see it's barely onto the bar. What we can do is all of these that are enchanted, we can throw them in here. Oh, is this not gonna work on apotheosis stuff? Do we have this backwards? Ah, no. It's the redstone. Okay, so we'll get a plain diamond pick back and the book. Right? Okay, it works just fine. If you got more than one enchantment, you get them both. And we're just gonna go on here and take all of these enchantments off. Bit loud. We can throw all of the now, disenchanted gear in here that we can salvage and do that. And we can pulverize. Oh, that's one we want to disintegrate. Then we can just turn them into diamonds or give them to the colonists, whatever we want to do. Now there's one thing we want out here immediately. We're just going to take it. That's a 2 life leech. Still got a point left. That's cool. We could take it out and maybe combine it. Could we? Oh, it's a life leech 1. Okay, there must have been 3 points in there or something. This will help us greatly with all those, what was that? Okay. When did we do that? When did I get this Life Leech 1 book? I must have done it anyway up here, huh? But let's see, this might actually be a good thing. Okay, yeah, it doesn't appear in there at all now, right? We put it in there, and we can see the max level available is 2, although we only put a Life Leech level 1 in there because 2 is the highest level of that enchantment that we've ever put in. Next thing on the menu is a centrifugal separator from thermal. Again, all familiar ingredients at this point. Now what I'm hoping this thing is going to do for us is put the sand into, okay, it's going to go very slowly. We have some integral components back here. Right. Let's slap these in. That'll be a lot better. We're going to get another drawer set up because now we got the room. Alright, we're not getting too much oil. We can store it on disk. It'll be fine. Will it take it out of there? Is the question. That's a fluid storage disk. It should have plenty of room. I mean, we could switch it to items or fluids and drain it out, but that's curious. I'm thinking we may end up needing 2 importers on these. I'm not sure. But we're just going to throw the bitumen in here. And, ooh, that's slow. It's alright. We'll get 9 coal coke, amongst other things. We'll get some heavy oil that we'll just store on disk. It'll be fine. Now we can just pop these coke in here to our induction smelter. We'll get ourselves 9 steel. We can fertilize our bees. We'll be styling. It's gonna come in handy. Okay, I did it. It's another one of my MS Paint masterpieces. Please clap. But yeah, it's up on CurseForge as an alpha. You know, be warned, world-breaking changes may be coming, including to this world. We shall see. Anyway, our colonists ran out of blackstone, and while I was in the nether, I found this stuff. And it has one thing that looks super interesting. Now, I believe we have some moonstone. Do we have any cured moonstone? No. Let's cure up 3 of these. I don't know anything about this blocks you need mod. So I don't know what this even is. Okay, 4 blank star charts. What do we do with them? Okay, yellow, white. Okay, it's like the starry star chart. So, okay, so it looks like we're making 4. We'll make a starry star chart. We'll make 2 more sets of these. What are we gonna need? Let's do some yellow. Right? That should give us 4 of these that we probably don't need. And then, because what I'm thinking is we'll just, oh, let's do a purple one. Why not? Now, what do these do? We're gonna eat a carrot. Can I put, okay. Awesome. Where are we gonna put this? This is really good. Oh, I'm beside myself. I love it. That's absolutely delightful. I love everything about it. Let's just increase the size of it. Let's go up, actually. We'll have a table down there or something. It's wonderful. Now, one thing we haven't found in the world that I'm too lazy to try to get is moss. We're going to make ourselves some biomass. And we're going to run it through a melting chamber to get some liquid biomass. Let's see how this goes. I don't even know how much you get. Oh, okay, we get a good amount. We can use this liquid biomass in the solidification chamber with a number of different things. The one I'm super interested in, of course, is moss. But we'll have to, I guess we'll have to do that down here in the pattern grid, won't we? Here we go. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be a little tricky. How much? I wonder. We have a bucket. Let's get a bucket. Let's see if this still works. I don't think it does. No. Alright. Okay. Okay, I was able to get it in here after all. I don't know if I was in like the wrong GUI or something there. Very much on the menu. But we'll toss it in here. And hope it doesn't immediately drain it out. I'm a little confused by the importer behavior. Right now, we really own what's going on here. Why do I not see moss? Huh. Alright, this is really weird. Like, none of these recipes are registering. The crafter's getting power. I don't know, let's see what's up here. We have slime. We have slime. Can we do slime? Is that a thing? Well, we have slime. Let's, I hope it isn't this problem again that we had in 3 with Refined, where I was always having to break a block entering the world to get stuff to... Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, well now we know. I'll bet this is a chunk border. Like, let's see. It's, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's when this stuff crosses a chunk border and then you load the world. It confuses itself. What we're gonna do, we're gonna end up moving this stuff down by 1. And then I guess this will be, where we stop the first row right here at the wall, which is right on the chunk. So, well, we know what's going on. Now that's new. Now I've started moving these machines, so this will work out a little better and we won't have the processing crossing a chunk border. And this is what I was talking about either last episode or earlier this episode. I want to have the crafters like this, because in the past, when I have had an importer on this level, it has ended up sucking the patterns out of the crafter. And that's not what we want. The only thing we really have to change is the orientation of the input and output so that it inputs from the bottom and outputs through the top. Now we can do that with the thermal machines. The cyclic machines are a little more finicky. I don't think we can input and output from wherever we want there, but we'll have those. We're going to be moving some of these up, so everything should be fine. We should have plenty of room. Okay, that's so much better. Awesome. Now even kind of commencing to prepare to start to begin to take a look at some of these mods. We've got most of the resource generation together that we need. So I think what we're gonna do next time is start digging into some of those. But for now, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.